Today we will be putting Teemu Selanne in today's NHL and seeing how he performs. He'll be playing on the first line with Trevor Zegras and Troy Terry. The Finnish Flash sits at a 93 overall in year number 1. We'll see how much he progresses. In year number 1, Anaheim would actually snag the final playoff spot, finishing 17th in the entire league, earning 84 points with a 37, 35, and 10 record. Hopefully they make the run worth it, because they would have been better off tanking to grab Connor Bedard. Either way, the team did not have a 30-goal scorer. Teemu Selanne would lead the team in goals with 26. Him and Zegras both tied, actually, while Selanne would lead the team in points with 89. Zegras had 64, while Troy Terry had 70. And guess who's back? Back again. Nate Mack is back. Tell a friend. 105 points to lead the league, while also tying Alex Ovechkin in goals with 55. Georgiev leading the league in wins with 45. He had a 913 save percentage and a 2.71 goals against average. And the defending Stanley Cup champions are being pushed to Game 7 by Anaheim in the first round. Let's see if they can actually pull it off. So it was tied 1-1 at the end of the first, but as you can see by the score now, that is no longer the case. 7-2 Colorado. Rodriguez had a natural hat trick. I'm just gonna end the game. There's no point. We're out. We should have just tanked. Minnesota would end up winning the whole thing, beating the Boston Bruins in the Stanley Cup Finals in 6 games. Selanne and Terry both had 9 points in the playoffs to lead the team, while Adam Henrique and Troy Terry both had 5 goals to lead. Zegras had 4. Selanne literally only had 1. Pasternak and Kaprizov both tied to lead the league in playoff points with 35, while it would be Pasternak leading the league in goals with 14. In awards, McKinnon is your regular season MVP. Cale Makar wins the James Norris. Kaprizov wins playoff MVP, while Robin Lehner wins the Vezina and the William M. Jennings. Year number 2, Teemu Selanne is already up to a 95 overall. And the Anaheim Ducks are a top 10 team in the NHL, as they would finish 10th in the league with a 46, 33, and 3 record, earning 95 points. Zegras and Selanne would both tie Anaheim to lead in points with 92. Selanne is still not dropping 30 goals. He'd have to settle for 28, while Trevor Zegras would score 39 goals to lead the team. Jack Hughes led the entire league in points with 118, while David Pasternak led the league in goals with 55. Kochetkov had the most wins in the league with 41. He also played the least amount of games, at least in the top 10 goalies, with 63. Save percentage and goals against average weren't great, an 8.99 save percentage and a 3.11 goals against average. The Anaheim Ducks are looking to become the new Toronto Maple Leafs, as they would lose in the first round once again, this time losing to Vancouver in 6 games. While the Boston Bruins would beat the Winnipeg Jets in the Stanley Cup Finals in 6 games to lift the Stanley Cup. Selanne and Lundestrom both led Anaheim in playoff points with 8. Selanne doubled his goal total from last playoffs, this time scoring 2. I didn't look at John Gibson last playoffs. Yeah, that's not good at all, and Dostal did not do any better. Marchand and Scheifele both led the playoffs in points with 34. Marchand would be the low goal scoring leader with 15. Somehow, Leon Draisaitl is a regular season MVP. Not that I'm hating Draisaitl, just looking at the stats, it didn't look like he was gonna win. Adam Fox wins the James Norris Trophy. No Connor Bedard, a Rookie of the Year once again, which is interesting. I keep wanting to show you what team he's on by looking at the Rookie of the Year, but he never wins it anymore. And Brad Marchand, playoff MVP, while Allmark won the Vezina and the William M. Jennings Trophy. Know why Bedard didn't win? It's because they didn't even use him, because he was drafted by the San Jose Sharks, but he's not on their roster for whatever reason. In year number 3, Selanne remains at a 95 overall. They got him some backup in the form of Patrick Kane, signed in the offseason, but they also signed Justin Hull, so I guess you win some, you lose some. In this case, we sadly lose, as we would not even make the playoffs. With a 40, 34, and 8 record, we'd earn 88 points, finish 16th in the entire league, which means theoretically we should have made the playoffs, but we did not. And Kane turned out to be a good signing, as he'd lead the team in points and goals, 84 points, 37 goals. The man of the hour, Teemu Selanne, would only have 81 points and score 30 goals. It is the first time he scored 30 goals today. McDavid getting pretty close to his IRL number. He had 132 points to lead the team. Draisaitl was second with 124, but it would be Kucherov leading the league in goals with 59. McDavid and Draisaitl's really good regular season performance did not matter at all. They wouldn't even make it out the first round. Tampa Bay would beat Colorado in the finals in 7 games to lift the cup. McKinnon led the playoffs in points with 32, but it'd be Kucherov popping off with 19 goals. Luckily, the game was smart, and McDavid did win regular season MVP. Lindholm, of all people, winning the James Norris Trophy, and Benson would steal Connor Bedard's Calder Trophy, as I did see that he did play this year. Edmund winning the Conn Smythe Trophy, while Kochetkov would win the Vezina and the William M. Jennings Jennings. Year number 4, Anaheim has their best season yet, finishing third in the entire league with a 47-27-8 record, earning 102 points. I'm still pretty disappointed in Selanne's stats: 28 goals, 61 assists for 89 points. With the real story should be Patrick Kane signing to Anaheim, making a big impact: 43 goals to lead the team, as well as leading it in points with 115. Wouldn't be enough to lead the league in points, as Stützle would lead with 128 points. While the most cursed image I think I've ever seen in my entire life, Austin Matthews, now on the Boston Bruins, led the league in goals with 60. And this Anaheim team continues to disappoint me. They get swept in the first round. They really want to be the new Toronto Maple Leafs. Actually, at least Toronto usually doesn't get swept. And the Ottawa Senators were red hot this year. They made it all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals, but would come up short, losing to Colorado in 7 games in the finals. Selanne a -3 in the 4 games played, 2 assists, no goals. He did virtually nothing. Timmy Stu on top once again, 31 points to lead the league in the playoffs, with a 3-way tie between Rantanen and McKinnon, and DeBrink adding goals with 14. Mr. Stu himself wins regular season MVP. Adam Fox grabs another James Norris trophy, and McKinnon would grab playoff MVP, while Shesterkin would win the Vezina and the William M. Jennings. Year number 5, the Anaheim Ducks returned to the playoffs, finishing 15th in the entire league. They had a 41-35-6 record, earning 88 points. We're looking at low numbers this year: 21 goals, 52 assists for 73 points for Teemu Selanne. I don't know, just seeing someone who scored 50 goals multiple times and had a 70-goal season only put up 21 is hurting me a little bit. Timmy Stu back on top, 115 points to lead the league, and Cody Zeiler would lead the league in goals with 63. Who? And I might be out of the loop, but I don't know who Nikita Quap is. Either way, he had 49 wins, 73 games played for Colorado, meaning he only missed 9 games. He had 10 shutouts, a 912 save percentage, and a 2.60 goals against average. This team is running out of fuel if they even had any to begin with. They're in Game 7 once again in the first round, looking for their first series win of the day. They face Vancouver. Let's see what happens. Period number 1, 2-1 Vancouver. Period number 2, 5-5. I don't know what it is with the fancy sim in the second period today, but another explosive goal scoring amount. So Mackenzie Blackwood is the goalie for Vancouver. Third period is spinning. Probably a next goal win scenario, if I had to guess. And the next goal goes to Cody Glass for Anaheim, and they just have to hold on, and they finally win the first series of the day. I hope you like Game 7s, because we have another one in round number 2 against Calgary. I don't know what to expect out of this one. It's 1-1 at the end of the first again. Let's see how explosive the second period is this time. Nothing crazy. Tie 2-2. It's already 3-3. Make it 4-3. Morgan Geekie gives Calgary the lead. They're outplaying the crap out of Anaheim right now. Like, holy moly. It's 40-23 shots. I don't think Anaheim's... Never mind, they score. What do I know? We're going to overtime. Selanne looking clean in that Jofa bucket, bro. And I mean, I just realized that Hedman is casually on Calgary. That's great. Thrown behind the net, finds McTavish, and he scores. We're going to the conference finals. And all that hype just for Anaheim to get swept in the conference finals. They lost 9-4 and 9-2. How? How do you let up 9 goals in back-to-back games? History repeats itself, as Colorado would beat Tampa Bay in the Stanley Cup Finals, 6 games to lift the Stanley Cup. Tampa Bay reversed history by actually sweeping Columbus in a playoff series. Selanne 5 goals, 19 points in 18 playoff games. It would be Zegras leading the team in playoff goals with 8, while it was Ryan Strome leading the team in playoff points with 23. Cale Makar led the entire league in playoff points with 34, while it would be Nathan McKinnon leading the league in playoff goals with 14. McKinnon grabs another regular season MVP. Cale Makar grabs another James Norris trophy. It's literally just him and Fox handing it off to one another at this point, with Makar also winning playoff MVP, while Quap will win the Vezina and the William M. Jennings trophy. Year number 6, we find Anaheim with a 45-30-7 record, earning 97 points for 10th in the entire league. Selanne 21 goals, 61 assists for 82 points, while Zegras led the team in points with 86 and led the team in goals with 41. And Artemi Panarin, now on the Tampa Bay Lightning, led the league in points with 130, while Scheifele, now on the Carolina Hurricanes, would lead the league in goals with 65. Anaheim would lose to Colorado in the first round in 7 games, but it would be the Ottawa Senators beating the Colorado Avalanche in 6 games in the finals to lift the Stanley Cup. Stützle is the heart and soul of Ottawa, as he'd finish with 34 points. Him and Brady Tkachuk both tying to lead the league in playoff points, while Timothy led the entire playoffs in goals with 16. And their Stanley Cup winning goalie ended up being Ilya Samsonov. Artemi Panarin on the Tampa Bay Lightning would grab regular season season MVP. Adam Fox grabs another James Norris trophy. Like I said, him and Makar are literally playing hot potato with the award. For some reason, Stützle did not win playoff MVP. It would be DeBrincat, with Shesterkin grabbing the Vezina trophy and the William M. Jennings trophy. I think that's going to be all I do today. Looking at the stats, Teemu Selanne would play 492 games, score 154 goals, earn 352 assists for a total of 506 points. A very lackluster performance, specifically in goals. 154 in 492 games is not good. He would average out to 1.03 points per game. We're going to compare these stats to his first 6 seasons in Anaheim in the past. He played 394 games, had 225 goals, had 257 assists for a total of 482 points, which translates to 1.22 points per game, which is better than what we saw here today. So according to EA Sports, which means absolutely nothing, Teemu Selanne would play worse if he had to play in the NHL today. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.